What's up, guys? Hope you're doing absolutely wonderful, the same way as I do. And like you remember, I was looking for the parts for my Mercedes. And actually, what I did purchase one more Mercedes. And here we go. Okay, folks, a little update. I did get the donor home and did like a little inspection. So what did happen, I guess, the car did hit something low, maybe the curb. It hit the windshield washer tank here with all the wiring, just to tear all the wiring. And it was pretty severe hit because the rim did crack. AMG rim, it did crack, and it's sad because the tire is pretty new, but it's done. The tire is done. Okay, so once it did move the coolant tank, it's also did move this bracket which holds the radiator. So the radiator did shift a bit, like probably about 3-4 inches back toward the engine, and it's leaking. So I wanted to add the coolant just to run the motor, but the radiator is leaking. And anyway, I'm gonna do so a little later on. I'm gonna start it like for a minute or two, just to show it's working, because I was able to unload the car myself. It runs and drives. The engine is working smooth, the transmission shifts. Unfortunately, the battery is dead. Trying to get it back to life. And like for my other car, I'm gonna use the grille, I'm gonna use the hood, I'm gonna use the left fender, I'm gonna use the radiator shroud, and unfortunately I also need this hose, because mine got the hole underneath, but this hose got the hole here as well. I'm not sure why. Only like right hoses got this hose. Maybe like the heat is coming from the exhaust. That's kind of making this plastic bed. But I mean, other than that, I'm gonna disassemble the car. Everything is gonna be for sale. I'm gonna use the mirrors for mine, because mine are a little scratched, and those looks like in a decent condition. Unfortunately, the seats are torn, both of them, and I guess it's no use for them. And probably, I don't know, maybe something did happen, or it's just the leather is coming off here, I don't know. And I'm gonna try to charge the battery, and I'm gonna try how the top is working, because what I think did happen, I noticed, let me turn on the light. Someone was here already, and I guess they did lower the roof manually, because this is the exposed, and I guess someone was here as well. This is like a valve, release a valve for the roof, like for the manual operation. And as far as I know, the automatic operation is stopped and cannot be done if those rear headrests are raised because of the impact. They raised automatically, and when that happens, the automatic operation of roof, is not working anymore. So the only way to operate the roof is manually. And but I still think the roof should be working fine. I'll try to put them down, lower them. First of all, there is the button. This is the button to lower it. If this won't work, there is the manual way of lowering those headrests, and after I'm gonna lower them, I'm gonna try try the roof, how it's working or not working. It's gonna be later on. So you guys, if you need some parts from that thing, let me know. Everything's gonna be for sale except only few parts I need for myself. Yeah, I got three chrome wheels. The rear ones are the rubber is already pretty much done. The right front wheel is almost new. The rubber is almost new. Okay, if I will remember anything else, I'm gonna update my video again. Alright, I need to replace the front left fender because mine is bent. So this is what I'm gonna do. I need to clear the access to the two screws holding the fender here in the bottom, and in order to do so, there are two plastic rivets holding this fender liner, and then I'll be able to kind of a little remove this skirt or whatever it calls to give me a little access to those screws, and then we'll see what goes next. So I already removed those two plastic rivets. Probably I'm gonna need to unscrew the skirt from here in the bottom. Actually, there is the rivet too. Okay, rivet. Probably there are several, but hopefully I'm gonna get away just with the one. The bottom is released. A few more bolts on the top. And there is one more bolt right here. So you need to have the door open, few extensions or one glone extension, and you can remove it. This is how it looks like. A lot of debris for all those years. And I'm gonna do the same thing on my other one, and I'm gonna swap the fenders. Alright, I just removed the hood from the donor car. I did remove it with all the hinges installed. I guess it was easier for me to, you know, to reinstall it on my car, and it aligned pretty good. I need still to make a proper gaps by my fenders. I didn't replace the left fender yet. The proper, you know, mechanic or bodyman can actually, I guess, easily fix this fender, and it's gonna work just fine. All right, folks, I'm gonna keep you posted. So we're taking the baby steps, and we're going there little by little. Call find 10 differences. All right, I got almost all the parts I need to assemble W209 back. I did purchase this bumper from member of Mercedes forum, and this is the fender I removed from my donor car. But I was reading the Mercedes forum, and quite a lot of folks wrote that there is an issue with the early years W209s, maybe W203s as well, value radiators, and the problem was those radiators, so obviously got the cooling lines coming in and out, and it also got the transmission cooling lines coming here, and the radiator is working as the heat exchanger, and those radiators are prone to the internal failure when the coolant is being siphoned to the transmission through the, you know, radiator, so making eventually transmission to go bad. So before I put the whole front back together, I decided to preventively replace the radiator, and since I'm going to be disconnecting the transmission cooling lines, I'm going to flush the transmission. I'm going to drop the transmission fluid pan, replace the filter, so I'm going to do the whole fluid flush, and then only then I'm going to put the front and back together. So this is the update so far, and yeah, I'm gonna report if there are gonna be any more news